You went from being homeschooled, which I imagine is more of, you would assume more of an isolating experience, to basically traveling here, there, and everywhere and going internationally, which is from one extreme to another.
I mean, I think that's one reason why I do a lot of traveling and why I've tried to go across the globe. We were a little bit non-traditional with our homeschooling, and I don't mean that in like an unschooling way. I mean that I grew up in Washington State in Seattle, and Washington State is particularly helpful to homeschooling. It's not even, homeschooling isn't even legal in the entire United States. It's a state by state law. But Washington just happens to, it not only is legal, but the government is very willing to let parents homeschool their children and provide like curriculum conferences and training for parents and things like that. So we also, something that's really common in several of the states that allow homeschooling is co-ops. And we were part of a couple of co-ops. One of them was just a group of families where the moms all kind of got together, and they wanted us to have friends. So we would just meet at the church once a week. And we would have some kind of theme each week. We'd do a craft. We'd have gym time. Occasionally our parents would bring in some extra teacher, or we'd go on a field trip to like an apple farm or a firehouse or something. But for the most part, it was mostly social. And then once it got to high school, my sister and we had been taking Latin from an early age from external sources. And kind of the nice thing about homeschooling is you're able to push yourself a lot more academically. You either can go one direction, which is not academic at all, or you can be really super academic. And we were that second kind. So by the time we got to high school, my sister and I were needing AP courses. So we were needing like really high level government courses. We were needing pre-calculus. We were needing like high level chemistry and physics and human anatomy and biology kind of courses that were harder for my parents to teach. Although it turned out my dad was my AP government teacher. So it is what it is. But so we ended up going to a different co-op, where how that one worked was you paid into it. So when you paid, it paid for like any textbooks that the students needed, or if we had to bring in external teachers, we could pay those teachers a little bit. But for the most part, all of the teachers were the parents of the